My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slice and Dice. In particular, welcome back to the Blurst run that began in the last episode. I would heartily recommend going back to that one to get a little bit of context for what's going on here. But if you've no time or want just a little bit of a refresher, we currently have active Shiny, +2 to item quality from the very base. Middle shield, all heroes will have self shield on their middle side, as well as survival specialist, so all heroes get +1 to their incoming healing, as well as 2 empty max HP. A bones in every single boss fight. Whenever we revive our characters, they only revive on 3 HP. -2 to our max mana. Any of the enemies that have X or Y or Z or any combination thereof gets +2 max HP for each. Sandstorm, so we take 1 damage at the end of every third turn. All of the monsters leftmost sides have +1 on them. All huge enemies, such as the dragon, get +3 to their max HP, as well as in the boss levels, all enemies start with 2 shield on the first turn. Accumulated negatives there over the course of this run. When we accumulate, of course, too many negatives, when we have too many curses, they will eventually take us down. Let's see if that's gonna happen sooner or later here. Choose a blessing. Survival Specialist. Ooh, I can upgrade my current version of Survival Specialist. That's neat. I've never seen this kind of thing before. And it would upgrade it for all heroes have +1 to incoming healing and shields. Also, +4 to empty max HP. Either that or boss smash, +1 to all sides during boss levels. Ooh, actually, during boss levels, +1 to all sides, that'll help. Because in boss fights, there's, everyone's got 2 shield on turn 1, the enemies have 1 extra bones and things like that. I tend to stack boss fights with extra bad things, but I also just want to double down on this. This is just generally good. I'm gonna take it. And then the end. Now we actually reset all of our characters. We feel weaker, all of our items disappear, only our curses remain. And our blessings, don't worry. We did lose Survival Specialist, but that's because we got Survival Specialist Plus. Will we ever escape this fate? Never. I refuse. Okay, so we have a dabble over here on the leftmost slot with shield and self shield. I mean, the self shield also gets increased by 1. That's a pretty good thing about the Survival Specialist number 2. We've got an initiate with a growth self shield sign as well. Neat. Splint. This is actually a relatively rare occurrence. I think I've not had you here before. Heal for 5 with single use, 3 mana single use, 2 mana single use, and 1 mana single use. Their spell is heal and shield 1 single cast cleave. That's actually an incredible spell to have here because the healing is doubled and the shielding is doubled and it cleaves. For 2 mana, I get 6 HP and 6 shield. Oh, that's so cool. Squire's certainly going to be super helpful as well, capable of defending other people and themselves. Ruffian, I really wish you had the self-shield on your pain side there. But with more max HP and the ability to heal you back up, it's going to be a lot easier to cast those pain sides. I love it. There's a solid start. Nothing to complain about here. So Splinter's currently got 2 incoming damage. Squire, you can redirect from somewhere else. So the Splinter's going to be able to defend themselves with the self-shielding. Do I actually want to throw an AoE strike out on Ruffian here? I'm not super excellent at finishing off enemies right now because unfortunately the AoE can only hit one of the frontline targets and one of the backline targets rather than 3 targets total. Dabble, I kind of want you to get a heal or the shielding. Both of those would be your best outcomes. I'm going to push one more time. The Squire can redirect from the Dabble, almost keeping them alive. So now if I kill one of the rats that would otherwise be targeting the Squire, we can keep them alive. I'm also actually just going to use a bandage here because it's so powerful. Oh, the resources. Oh. And Squire, let it not be skipped over. Squire is in the very center of the party as the gray character here and redirects all enemy effect attacks themselves, so they are much more easy to hit with cleave effects, such as from our own bandage. Oh, it's so impactful and powerful and good. Incredible. Delectable. I'm just going to continue pushing to see if I can get anything a little wilder on this turn, and in fact, we do. Let's go all the way down to one archer left on the field, and they'll just run away from the amount of HP we have. Dabbler and Gladiator. I mean, man, Dabbler's just good when the 4 heal is not actually a downside of Dabbler. When you can roll that on turn 1 and actually get huge impact out of it, this is such a solid character. I also do want access to additional damage though. The Gladiator has self-shielding sides as well. Self-shielding sides are particularly good now that I have +1 to all of the impacts from them. Is there an argument here for Gladiator? I think not. I think the fact that I have Survival Specialist also really wants me to tend my yellow class towards something that does self-damage, so like, you know, Barbarian, etc. Something in that direction. Let's go for Dabbler. I would like some items, please, game. I'll literally take them at the first available opportunity you'll give them to me. I don't get tier 0s. I don't get tier 1s. We immediately skip up to our tier 2s. So they're always useful for us. Extra health for the Ruffian, the ability to heal the Ruffian. Both of those are good. Squire, you could finish off a target with that and keep yourself alive if you wanted to. I'm certain you could. Not much mana out on this turn, unfortunately, though. Alright, let's start off with a advantage on our top line here, setting up the Ruffian for the ability to help take out this crone. And then we'll heal the Ruffian back up so that they have the ability to use that pain attack next turn if they need to. Gather is so powerful. Not gather. It's the cleave bandage. Bandage is so powerful. It's overwhelmingly, ridiculously good. I'm so pleased with it. Alright. 2 bursts will take you straight to Hellbore. Abacus. Shift our entire middle row across by 1. +1 to max HP. Unfortunately, this is not going to assist the Ruffian in moving 5 damage pain into being the self-shielding side, because the modifiers from our blessings are applying first, then our items after the fact, so it'll just push everything over. Rain of Arrows. Replace the top side with 1 damage range duplicate. Or a random tier 4 or random tier 2 or 4, rather. I kind of want to go for the random tier 2 or 4. Rain of Arrows doesn't seem that good to me. Abacus can set up some pretty cool stuff on people, though. I'm going to take the 2 or 4. Friendship Bracelet actually might be sick for us. It is only a tier 2 here, but it's +2 empty max HP, and monsters flee if we have 5 times as much HP as them instead of 10 times as much HP, and we have additional HP on all of these different characters. Sure, it's currently empty HP, but if we focus a little bit on healing, we might be able to make larger enemies flee. Like, we might be able to make a whole boar flee. Because a boar has, what, 7 HP, 6 normal and 1 tough? So instead of needing to have 70 HP across my entire party, I only need to have 35? That's very achievable. It should probably just be the Ruffian who holds this, so that first turn heal against the Ruffian is more impactful. Like, I couldn't heal the Ruffian before they used pain at the start turn of the previous fight, because I was just going to miss out on a little bit of the impact. Not all of the healing would have made it through. Relatively distributed damage by the enemies. Kind of poor results for us. I'll take the 3. I'll take the 5 heal from the Splint as well. I usually want mana on them, but I'm not going to push them for it. If the Splint heals themselves, then the Squire could keep them very comfortable. Although they'll waste 2 points of healing. Let's push one more time. Okay, I'm gonna waste some shielding instead. overshielding the splints so that I can pre-heal the Ruffian. I just want to be more reasonably confident that the Ruffian is going to be capable of throwing out a pain with no additional help from any other character in the next round. Good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough. And that'll have to do too. Goodbye, Wolf. The Goblin flees. Brute versus Evoker. Brute's really hard to take here on account of the fact that 2 damage self-shield side is already self-shields via the Brute, so it doesn't really need that self-shielding that it's getting via one of my blessings. I really do like the idea here as well as taking the Evoker. It's a character that has half of their sides blank, which does give you a lot of stuff that you can do with item synergies on them. However, it's also a character who has access to one of the best spells in the game, the 4 damage drop. I don't have any instance of being able to deal 4 damage to a single target, save the 1 5 damage pain side on the Ruffian right now. And soon, we're going to start needing 4 damage instances. Let's take the Evoker. Obviously no itemization change there because we only have 1 item. I want more. Give me more items, please. Well, we got basically the first best turn on Dabbler and Ruffian there. We're going to be dealing 5 damage straight to a target. Squire, you redirecting some damage to yourself and then defending here could be pretty sweet. I'd like to get Bandage out. This maximum mana from the Evoker. I'd like to get Bandage out this round if possible. No, Splint doesn't really contribute to anything here for us, unfortunately. Okay. Squire, can you redirect from the Dabbler onto yourself? Dabbler, you'll heal the Ruffian before they take an attack against the enemy. Ruffian. I want to thin down the field as quickly as possible, but I also recognize that some of my best damage is going to be provided via drop. So I want to target the targets on the top of the field very quickly here. I also recognize that I'm going to have to use Bandage this turn in order to save Squire. And it's, a totally efficient turn to use it as long as I set it up correctly here. But it does mean I'm not going to be following up with a burst against my target here. So I think I'm just going to do 3 damage to the Alpha early on. Use my burst defend there. Sorry, my cooldown, single use. It's not you can only use it once per turn. It's you can only use it once per fight. Squire, that's like the 2nd best defensive tool that you have access to at this point. I think we can continue pushing. That's great, that's great, that's great. Boy howdy, what big hits. 1 more push because Ruffian and Squire were both probably pretty sad about the outcomes of their turns there. Dabbler, full heal on the Ruffian. Ruffian. We can take out the Wolf and the Bones here. That's very easy to do. The Ruffian targets the Wolf. We use drop, killing the Bones on the top line. The AoE effect from the Bones dying kills the Wolf. And then we just heal back up the Ruffian and deal 1 damage to the Alpha. Yeah. I can't think of a turn being significantly more effective than that there. 3 mana for us. Squire redirecting an attack to themselves. Ruffian. So currently I'm capable of doing 4 damage. 5, 7. Dabbler lock. It's relatively likely I can kill here if I can get some mana from the Evoker. That'll do it. Bye-bye, Alpha. Magic Staff. Yeah, that's not really for us right now, unfortunately. Magic Staff set all mana / mana gain sides to 2. It could influence the direction in which we upgrade the red character here. Although maybe it shouldn't. I really want my red character just to be chosen around the ability to like heal so many targets at the same time so that I can triple, quadruple, quintuple dip, if you will, on the extra HP that we can get from every individual instance with Survival Specialist. Flash would be a really good spell. because that's heal and shield 1 to all dying allies. So it could be heal 2 and shield 2 to all dying allies. Huge, huge, drastic impact right there. Chainmail is the other option here. It's not particularly interesting, but it is. Full stop. It just is. It thinks. So therefore, Chainmail might be what we take here. +3 filled HP as well. I mean, man, I almost think it's so kind of like humdrum that I just want to roll the dice again. And then I did. Then I regretted it. Unholy Strength, +1 to all of the middle row. Unfortunately, you are also immune to shields healing as well. That's not a thing I think I can do here. Arthritis, tier 3 heroes get -1 to their max HP. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I already give them all extra max HP as well, which is empty max HP as well. Other than that, lead weight must be equipped to a character, and the top and the bottom sides are blank. Not keen for that. Is there any reason I would use Arthritis in this fight? Honestly, not really. We can make this Slate flee. Very simply, in fact, I think. Dabbler, that's some pretty good mana for you to generate here. Splinter View heal a target, that'll be pretty helpful. I really want the Ruffian to get the AoE attack. Their center side cleave would have been great. Unfortunately, they don't get it. Ooh, I also don't have Gather anymore, so I can't get 4 mana this turn by turning my blanks into 2 mana sides. Rewrite that to the Squire. Then gonna target them and then heal there. Can all of these 3 flee? Because they've got, yeah, 7 HP combined. So I thought I had about 35. I wasn't counting it through, but I have 5 targets on field. I needed an average of 7 per. 7 HP per. Soldier. Very, very simple sides here, but 3 damage self-shield. Quite powerful. There's also Bard for shield 1 to all allies. Gain a reroll cantrip self-shield, shield 1 to all allies. We've seen all of these before. We do generate a decent amount of mana, so the ability to shield and charge a single target like that is kind of cool. Shield 1 to all allies is actually shield 2 to all allies. We're taking the Bard. We could even get extra rerolls if we really wanted it through the Bard. I don't think we need it. Yeah, the enemy attacks this turn are quite directed, so I don't think there's any necessity on my side of continuing to roll for a better result than the individually targeted attack here. Now. This is unfortunate. I don't actually have the ability to overkill a target this turn. I would need 1 more damage in order to set up a Ludus, or sorry, a Soodle onto 3 HP and then overkill it with the Pain in order to make the bandit run away. So instead I should just target the Ludus on the bottom side, take them out. Fine. What is the order this needs to occur in? Because the armoring needs to go off before the attack from the sword? No, it doesn't. Ruffian, attack, and then we'll heal you, and then I'll defend you at the very end of the turn. We burst the Ludus, taking it out. Bard takes no damage. Ruffian still has HP. Oh my god, they only target the Ruffian at this rate. I mean, keep him alive. Yes, unfortunately we've ended up in the exact same trap as the last turn. I mean, I guess we're getting damage out there, and now if we manage to roll the 5 again, we can kill the Ludus. Actually, you know what? We already overkilled the Ludus with the drop, taking out the bandit. Beautiful. Chakram and Fairy Pact. Fairy Pact is big. So Chakram, replace shield / self-shield sides with ranged damage sides, retaining their original value and other keywords. So, I mean, this would be a 2 damage range, 2 damage range, 2 damage ranged, 2 damage range cleave. 1 damage ranged cantrip? 2 damage ranged single use. Yeah, no, Chakram's not good for anyone here. Fairy Pact, however, replace the rightmost side with 4 mana. However, you also lose 4 max HP for having done so. The Evoker having a better result than the 3 is dramatic. Look who's targeting the Evoker, really recognizing their power on the board here. The Evoker can get themselves 3 defense as well as some armor there. I'll let them do that. Bard. Actually, Bard. AoE might be slightly better for you this round. Guess it really depends on what the Splint rolls, but... Splint? Do I really want to use your HP here? I want to be realistic with these rolls and not just push it all the way until I don't have the ability to, you know, video games. Thankfully, it looks like this has been a pretty good path for us to be walking. We managed to defend everyone quite reasonably on the field. We get, in fact, additional HP for a lot of our characters out there. Defending yourself as well as getting 2 mana there, Splint, that is a great turn. Dabbler, 4 HP to our team really does matter because we may actually make this Cyclops flee. AoE, and my god, huge amount of mana. Yeah, I think this Cyclops is actually going to flee at the end of this round. This is going to be great. Drop, drop. I get as much health as I possibly can out of that Dabble. No? Okay, how close was it? I need to know. So 9 HP on that target. Dabbler has 11. Ruffian has, so 20 total, 29, 35, and then 38. And you have 9 HP? Okay, so we were 7 HP away from making the Cyclops flee. Or taking 2 HP more away from them. So, in fact, if I just burst this turn... that should make you flee. Really? Oh. Evoker somehow took 1 damage? Everyone took 1 damage. Oh, Sandstorm did that damage to us. I thought if I stunned the Cyclops, I was going to be taking no damage, so I was going to be able to uphold the previous... Damn it. Forgot about Sandstorm. It's the Berserker! I mean, you are exactly who I've been asking for, are you not? Disciple is Glow. Replace blank sides with heal and shield 3 this turn. Yeah, but you roll the most blank sides, Disciple, or rather, the Splint that would become the Disciple. Let's take the Berserker here, I'm pretty happy about that. Any reason to change anything for this upcoming fight? I thinkn't. Let's go in. Up against the Bots and a Slime Queen. Ooh, extremely valuable defense there. The Bard is going to be defending 8 effective HP across our entire party. Berserker, I think it's possible that 3 damage is the same as 4 damage for you this turn. In fact, I think it quite likely. Splint is probably not going to want to heal the Evoker, so I'm actually going to defend the Evoker with the Dabbler. And Splint, yep. Largest mana you can get. Seems good to me. So the Evoker keeps as much HP as possible. The Bones on the top side gets finished off with the drop. So yeah, it was either going to be finished with the drop or be finished with a burst. And then do I want to follow? Yeah, I'll follow it with another drop just to do 3 damage to the Slime Queen. There's going to be a better position for Bandage, certainly over the course of this fight. we might want a more directed block this time, I think. If you will, Bard. Thank you, Bard. Berserker 3 is fine on you as well. In fact, it even stops the summon here. So the Evoker gets heal. They have 5 incoming damage. Also just block that on them. Berserker, you can attack. Do I want to preemptively drop here? Summoning again. Or do I just double burst the Dabbler and slow play this? Double bursting the Dabbler prevents all incoming damage. Yeah. Now I just want a dramatic damage turn if I can have it. Overwhelm the enemy entirely would be great. Splint. Yeah, the Splint is running out of good sides. If I can get an effect out of that healing side here, we will. Bard Mana is probably the best damage generation you have access to. Evoker... Oh, I can't push... Can I push past your third best side right now? Yeah, I'm gonna push past it. I'm so glad I did. So we're one short this turn of being able to take out the Slime Queen. Good. Should be extremely easy to take it out at the start of the next round then. Completely preventing its action. Ooh, 2 targets intend to self-shield. Is that good for us, though? I think it is. It's just a way to kind of incidentally take out the Slime Queen. There you go. Leaving us with a Slimer, who will just drop. Rest of this fight should be kind of ho-hum and humdrum. Just looking for instances of 2 damage until the enemies are all dead. 1 instance of 2 damage. Another instance of 2 damage. A third instance of two damages together. So a third and fourth at the same time for a total of 4 damage. Hey, I mean, it was efficient in that instance, right? It doesn't have to be only 2 damage because I said the thing. I'm flexible. Ish. Let's take out 2 of those slimelets. Basically all of the slimelets that intend to attack us back. And then the final will flee. Poem and Catnip. Catnip being put cantrip on the final part of your die. On the Fairy Pact side? Evoker just gets 4 mana on cantrip? Yes. Yes, that's what we want. Sandstorm, at the end of every second turn, deal 1 damage to all allies. Or -3 max mana. Replaces our -2 max mana. I don't need to save mana between turns. I just use it efficiently. Oh, baby. Bunch of imps and graves and snipers, oh my. Some AoE defense here is a total of 5 in defense. Yeah, it's decent. That's fine too. I mean, all of this is kind of like middle of the road outcomes. Let's get Splinter to try and do some mana and possibly Dabbler as well. Those would both be better twists here. Dabbler with the damage is more fine, I guess. I'll take out the imp on the top side there quite quickly. Prevent any incoming poison against my own party. I just want to be able to get back to the back line and take out the sniper as quickly as possible here as well. Wow. Actually, do I have enough resources to finish this? 1, 2... Okay, hang on. I'm actually going to give this a wee bit of a look, rather than even attempting to continue rolling at this point. So, Berserker kills the bones on the top line, Burst kills the grave behind it, drop, done. Yeah, I don't even need to continue rolling to see if the Bard had other options there. Priestess versus Medic. Hey, Priestess is certainly offering the option I asked for, aren't they? Heal and shield 1 to all dying allies, as well as heal 1 to all allies. Note, this is heal 2 to all allies. Huge! There's also Medic. Heal 2 cleave. On the first turn, that's 9 healing. Has access to regen as well. Very powerful in this instance too. I think I want flash. I think the spell is the break here for me. The ability to heal and shield 2 to all dying allies on the field at the same time, to me, how are you going to overwhelm that value? I do like the idea of getting heal 3 to all allies via the Unholy Strength there, but I am also terrified of putting Unholy Strength on a character. Everything else here I'm fine with. This is an interesting turn. I would be able to cast Flash this turn, and it would hit 2 targets. Pretty thankful for having its impact. I'd be able to do 4 damage directed. That's the big problem, is that no matter how well the turn goes, we've done 4 damage to the enemies. And I've become weakened on the Bard, so there goes my cantrip. And my Evoker has got pain, so there goes my ability to do basically anything with my Evoker. This is largely the problem of having a Dabbler who's doing mostly not damage. I'm going to continue pushing on the Evoker and the Berserker. And the Priestess. She doesn't need the shielding this turn. Heal to all allies is really good. Is that spread damage good? It sets up Quartz to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 HP more until it dies. Which means a drop and a burst can take it down, or an instance of 4 damage and an instance of 2 damage. That's far easier for us to generate. I'm going to push the Evoker one more time and be sad about it. Yeah, I am. True to my word, I pushed my luck and I was very sad about it. Yeah, if the Evoker... Oh no, it's single use we've been inflicted with. Okay, so the Evoker can continue to reroll, thankfully. Priestess, that heal's pretty important at this point. Dabbler, that heal is also really important still. 3 mana, that's gonna have to be good enough. There's another AoE. I don't actually really want that AoE right now if I can avoid it. Yeah, I would prefer another side on the Berserker, please. Never mind. No other sides available on Berserker, sorry. Oh boy. The Priestess has been weakened as well, so she's only capable of rolling the Vitality sides for any effect. Okay, the Berserker can at least kill the Quartz on the top side. Well done, them. In doing so, they save themselves. They wouldn't be able to finish that target if they weren't dying, so I can't use Flash first. Let's get some more max HP and healing on the Berserker. Dabbler, save thyself. Then I'm going to burst to keep the Evoker around. This is extremely slow glowing, and in doing so, it is demonstrating that we don't actually deal damage yet. Despite having a Berserker. Priestess, your AoE heal is far too effective to not basically tailor all of my play around trying to get it right now. Berserker, you really can't afford to self-damage at this point. At least when the resource game is on, and, you know, the enemy isn't scaling, neither are we, but we do come out on top eventually. That's very promising. It's just also slow. Ooh, nice work, Berserker. 6 damage is great here. Oh, finally we get the cantrip side on the Evoke. I've been waiting for this whole game. 6 damage takes out Soodle. Then a burst and a drop and another burst. Heal up the Berserker a bunch, get him some more max HP. I don't know, maybe the corpse runs away. 4 damage, pretty good. A little bit of shielding and healing and AoE just in case it's needed. There it goes. Broadsword and Iron Helm. Broadsword for 4 damage on the entire middle column. I mean, damn, I was just asking for damage, wasn't I? I'm gonna turn that down? Of course not. So, I almost want to put it on Evoker, but Evoker needs the Fairy Fact and the Catnip to work together. But that's too effective on you. Honestly, it may be the Priestess who takes it. Because I usually just want heal 1 to all allies, the spell, or damage. It's harder to put it on the Dabbler, who still has a gigantic target heal as well as mana that's very effective for us. Yeah, this is what we want. Next fight is a Slammer and Spiker. Ooh, I love a fight like this where I know that I can get full impact out of the AoE defense. 2 defense to everyone on board. Priestess, throw out 4 damage. 4 damage and 3 damage between the Priestess and the Dabbler is enough to kill the Slammer on the top line by themselves this round. I still want to continue pushing on the Evoker because we have the cantrip side. Berserker's AoE is probably fine here. Oh, wow. Evoker really lets us down. Yeah, that was still the right way to do it. That's fine as well, because I'm not going to take any damage in response. Thank you. We finally rolled the cantrip side. I'm actually going to lock that. That's impactful enough to just take the extra 4. I don't need a giant charge defense on anyone. I just need AoE defense. Some extra health doesn't hurt. Hey! This is actually working out exceptionally well. To the degree that I think... Yeah, the Spiker is about to run away. Oh, the Friendship Bracelet is ridiculously OP in this run. Sure, it's ending fights that were about to end anyway, so there's an argument to be made that actually it's not, in which case, fair point, well made. It's just, it's good. It's better than a normal level 2 relic otherwise might be. How about that? Dabblist. Basically, the midline stays pretty much the entire same. Hey, we went straight from Dabble to Dabbler to Dabblist. We completed a sequential 3 in our national Pokedex. Also got Profit. Heal 3 Rescue. I mean, Heal 3 Rescue is such a useful side. Soothe, heal 1 to all allies, and regen when we're getting 2 to all allies, and the regen heals everyone for 2 because it's instance. Actually, hang on, does it? +1 to all incoming healing, so not just from dice and attacks. So yes, it should also boost regen by 1. Yeah, it has to be the Profit here. It's too good. Now, consideration, I mean, okay, first off, Broadsword now goes on the Berserker. Is that right? No. No, it's not. But I have figured out what is. Prophet, you hold the Fairy Pacts and the Catnip, so you can possibly generate the giant cantrips. Evoker does the damage. So Evoker is happy hitting 3 mana or 4 damage. Really? Oh, this makes it a lot harder to hit regen early on, which is what I'm looking for. No. We need to go back to that. If I set up regen in this fight, I don't actually win it, right? No. I end up losing this fight at that rate, right? Just because the Rotten is going to be able to purge our max HP away. So I suddenly lose my advantage of having ridiculous max HP and regen every single turn when, you know, most of my characters, if I am too slow, have a total of 2 max HP at some point in the fight. And that's pretty much mostly going to occur when the Berserker and someone else can't attack on the same turn. I think the Dabbler may need to hold this, and it's just so that we have 2 instances of 4 damage at the same time. Alright, Rotten and a bunch of bones. I really want to get Soothe out this round. I almost want the Evoker to continue rolling, but the fact that I can do Soothe and drop? Is that helpful there? No. Okay, Bard, actually, Bard and the Evoker both continue to roll here. I'm not settling for the second. No, I need to settle for the second best side. I can't just hope that I hit the one side that's incredible on the Evoker right now. Even if it would be doubled in its impacts. 4 damage is basically the best thing that the Dabbler can do, so they should just lock that. Bard, your AoE is way more important. Berserker. Berserker, I'm worried you won't even have any impact with 1 damage cleave self-shield here. Those are so much better. So heal across everyone. Heal up the Berserker a little bit, get even more mana. I could use a drop and a burst. Which actually isn't awful here. Specifically because it takes 2 actions to kill the bones on top there, and then it sets up the next bones to 5 HP. Wait, hang on. It's drop and then burst. Sets up the next one on 5 HP. Okay, no, this doesn't get an extra kill. I thought there was a version of this that got 2 bones down. And I was very, very excited to be exploring that possibility. Well, considering that's not the case, I will be rolling the Soothe as soon as we possibly can. Helps meter out the effect of the incoming poison. And we'll take out a bones that has more targets adjacent to it. Yes. I do have to remember to get some damage against the Rotten at some point as well. Thankfully, 3 damage, if it's adjacent to a bones that has just died, is the same as 4 damage, so the Berserker gets off the hook there. Prophet, I really like mana from the Prophet wherever available, but max HP is going to be important, and I don't want to overlook it. There's the mana! Yeah, let's do this. 2 bones down on the top line. Actually, do I want the 2 on the top line? No. I'm going to take the 2 on the bottom line. The 2 on the top line are very easy to access already with the drops. So I, in fact, may then immediately follow up with that here. 1, 2, and then a single Soothe. Yeah. So we're basically all going to be on max HP the entire time, but our max HP is going to be the stat that changes. Extra mana from the Prophet. Honestly, now that we have 2 regens set up, extra mana from the Prophet doesn't matter as much anymore as getting the max HP, in my opinion and estimation. But I'll take it if I have to push too hard. Okay. Berserker, you taking out the Imp seems great here. Then I can heal you up. Do some damage to the Rotten. Even a drop. So good. So crisp and so clean. 2 more damage, please. You can't just all roll blanks for the entire rest of the time. It's not possible. And they don't. We get a burst and take the Rotten out. Scorpion Tail and Singularity. Wait, hang on. Singularity is a lot worse than I was thinking. I forgot that I no longer have the Priestess giving the AoE heals on that final side. So Singularity here would give us shield 4s on the Dabbler. It would help, you know, curate our next upgrade. It doesn't really help the Evoker because, again, we don't have an extra item slot for that. Scorpion Tail and Weaken and Pain to the top and bottom sides. The Berserker already has Pain on those sides. Adding Weaken to them, not too much of a problem. I do really like having access to some Weaken, and the fact that I can dodge the Pain downside, to me, good enough. Let's do it. Right blank. All heroes replace their rightmost side with blank. It's important to note this is not going to affect the Evoker right now. Specifically, it's not going to affect the Evoker because the Evoker is already overriding that after the fact with these 2 items. There's also bottom poison. Bottom hero starts poisoned. The mage being poisoned in each fight. That could be a little bit of a toughie. Let's take the random tier 1. Cannot roll more than 3 dice at a time. Heavy dice. Oh no, that seems really tough. Do I at least get my opening roll? Okay, I get my opening roll. Okay. Well, it could be a lot worse. I thought that you would only be able to roll 3 in the opening roll, and then you have to choose 1 to keep, and then 3 roll. Oh, that would have been so much worse. Evoker, I'll take your 3 mana. That's good enough there. I'd really like 1 more mana. Prophet, if you'd like to provide that. I guess not. Let's save the snake from dying. Then use drop to save the Berserker and save the Evoker with the Dabbler's Defend. Any more mana is just going to be dropped directly atop the enemy's heads. That'll do it. Cannot roll more than 3 at a time, of course. Oh boy. I know I'm gonna run into that as a problem eventually. Drop and drop and drop. My apologies, just had to clear my throat. We're up against the Hydra with the extra 2 max HP courtesy of the XYZ curse. Ludus. Ludus versus Kronos. Oh. So Kronos does have a reroll cantrip themselves, giving them self-shield. So that's 2 shield every time they hit it. And that already incentivizes them to continue rolling. They would have all of their sides be pretty powerful sides for us to hit at any one period of time. They could easily hold on to all of those, and I would be very happy about it. Ludus, you aren't super different to the Dabbler right now. In a way that is unfortunate. I would really prefer you to provide some inevitability to our fights. Poison, Venom, Assassin, any of those kinds of things. Well, I mean, Poison isn't a class. Venom and Assassin are 2 that I would like to see. Poison being the mechanic. Let's take Kronos here. Got those same items immediately. Alright, Hydra and Ogre. Let's go. I can weaken the Hydra by 4. That's pretty sick. Prevent the Hydra from doing almost any damage this round. Prophet, you could get dramatic effects out of your healing here. Oh, but I can't roll more than 3 at a time, of course. Dabbler, that's actually one of your best sides. That'll do. Kronos, you can actually stay alive despite being... Well, actually, you will stay alive despite everything anyway. Grand. Prophet heals Bard and themselves. Bard defends. Prophet saves the Kronos. And then... Actually... No, Berserker can't attack at the wrong time here and also put themselves on a path to rescue. I kind of just want to take out the Ogre. Because the Hydra's just inflicting, like, blank, pure damage. Like, I can deal with that very easily. Ooh, Kronos. Actually, in fact, I can deal with it exceptionally easily. Get 10 mana and just burst you. 5 times. Dumbbell. +4 to all sides with 4 or more pips. I always love this. It's good for the Dabbler. They'll just have 8 on all of those sides. I mean, the Dabbler, any character that holds the broadsword and the dumbbell is just going to be a powerhouse. There's also Angel's Feather. Add rescue to the top and the bottom sides. If I could add rescue to shield 1 to all out, shield 2 to all out, if I could do it to the heal mana gain, all of this is really good. I'm so tempted to take the dumbbell, just to give the Dabbler the ability to deal huge damage regardless. But the thing is, the Dabbler is eventually going to upgrade into a different class, and so is the Berserker. Angel Feather is pretty much always going to be incredible, because worst case scenario, it's on my highest level character in the Prophet and gets us ridiculous mana. Best case scenario, it's on my Grey character, who's like the poet or something, and is just throwing charge defenses at the entire party. Demon Horn! Replace the rightmost side with heal 2 boost inflict pain. I have been uncharitable to this of recent, and will be again in the near future. I mean, there's a lot... Is there a lot of AoE damage coming in the next fight? Not really. So, the Alpha Wolf and the Wolves It summons will have AoE strikes, but the Ghost is mostly directly targeting folks down. But directly targeting folks down is not something I can really save with a heal 2 when the Ghosts deal, like, eliminate 7 damage. So yeah, we'll keep this on the Bard, I think. Oh my god, Bard, please. Oh, I can't have the Prophet and the Bard try and multi-rescue people on field here. It hurts to see the best side on the Prophet and not be able to use it here. I don't even want to roll that many sides at the same time if I can avoid it. I'm gonna lock those two, because I can only roll 3 at the same time anyway, so the Bard does get the other side. Okay, Prophets can continue rolling now. So, Bard defends everyone, and then again, so everyone gets 6 defense. I think I've proven there why I wanted the Bard to get the Angel Feather. Let's wipe out the Ghost on the top line with the 4 damage, leaping over their ethereality, and start working on the Alpha before they start summoning more enemies into this combat. Yeah, I don't want to have to rely on hitting something else, and that's a pretty good sign for the Bard. I don't really need to weaken a character. Yeah, I'm just going to settle for pretty reasonable effects on all of those. Wow, Dabbler. Really underwhelming there, unfortunately. So I have access to a slow that I could roll through the enemies. No, I'm just going to soothe and start setting ourselves up for having too much HP for the enemies to deal with. Thankfully, the Alpha doesn't summon this turn. They're going to try it this turn, but they're going to find themselves just a little too late. If I use a burst to set up for it, then yes, the Bard can do some pretty good defense here. So we burst Kronos, and then the Bard can rescue. Right? What? Hang on. Kronos, you are taking 6 damage this round, right? The incoming damage against you is 2 and 8. 8 incoming damage. Huh. So one of these shouldn't... Kronos isn't dying yet. I don't need to burst to save them? What? Hang on. So the burst gives them 3 defense, but they're surviving now. This shouldn't have anything to do with the regen, because the regen happens after the damage phase that will take Chrono to 0 health and, you know, remove Chrono from the field. Strange. Yeah, I don't really have a different way of setting up the numbers here, I don't think. There is one way, if I really wanted to, which is weaken the slate. There's no way that's a good idea. No. Okay, I'm just going to take out the Alpha on the top line and then keep the Kronos alive and get 10 defense across the party. I mean, 8 defense across the party effective because the Prophet wasn't already taking any damage there. Set up the Ghost on the bottom line to die with a single 4 damage attack. Oh. Good work, Kronos. Berserker too, but I'm going to focus on Kronos here. 1 and 2, and goodbye to the slate. Hit him with a slow at the very end. Bash. And Stalwart. Stalwart was one of the characters I was really hoping I was going to get with the sake of the add rescue to the top and the bottom sides, and that is because we have Shield 2 Cleave, which is Shield 3 Cleave. Also has some access to Cleanse, which is kind of notably missing in this party up until this point. Berserker... I don't even think the Berserker would want to be replaced with Bash at this point. Okay. So I can highly manipulate this because I have the ability to target and cleave, making it much easier for me to build ridiculous walls of armor. Don't think there's anything else I need to do right now. Up against Tarantus and all the spiders, plus the bone. I'm almost comfy locking on the Prophet here. And considering one more character does need to lock, I think I will. Ooh. A redo through Kronos seems like it could be powerful. Neat. Okay, so I think I actually have my turn kind of unfolding in front of me quite easily. The Berserker, I want you to stop Tarantus from getting 3 poison and 3 weaken on the same target. In doing so, you have gotten yourself to prepare to take lethal damage this round. Then I can rescue you. Right. Could even give you the ability to do the action again. Preventing the lethal against Kronos like that? Eh, honestly, it's not a great way to figure that out. Kronos can be saved like this already. And I guess there's no reason not to just do that right now. And then if the Berserker takes another action, then I can defend them afterwards as well. 4 more damage against Tarantus? I mean, I don't want to have to waste 2 of this damage against armor. Actually, Berserker doesn't get saved by this extra action. Thankfully, I do have the ability to still give them some extra max HP. I'm happy with this. Usually I want to try and get as many of the spiders as possible down in the first round. I also would have settled for trying to get a huge amount of soothe out onto the field. Okay, so I've got 6 damage from a character, or for a character, from the Stalwart here. From the Berserker, rather. Berserker can save themselves by taking out the Spider above Tarantus. I don't have Weaken for Tarantus right now. I do have the ability to continue rolling, so at any time I can decide, no, this turn isn't good enough and go back, but I'm looking at these tools right here, and they do add up to a smiley face in my mind. Part of that is definitely coming out of the fact that the... I mean, obviously the Berserker needs to attack first. Well, unless I'm killing the 2 top targets, but I guess it doesn't matter. Berserker, you throw your damage against the Tarantus, actually. I need to guarantee that we continue throwing damage against that target, and I'm otherwise going to forget about it, I believe. I want to get a Soothe out of my party this round to try and mitigate some of the incoming impacts of the poison. I could also try and continue rolling on Stalwart for a cleanse, but this is so much damage the Stalwart can block on the rescue side, it's going to be difficult to convince me we should go a different direction there. Yeah, I'm going to get the extra health out there. I will go with the Soothe across the party. And this 4 damage is reserved for... honestly, probably Tarantus at this point still. No. No. The Dabbler is going to be largely important for taking out all of these spiders. And the Dabbler is also going to get lost as soon as I do too much damage to Tarantus. So I want to get the largest impact out of my 4 damage dealer in the Dabbler before I take down more health on the Tarantus. Okay. That's a great combo. The Stalwart with the ability to remove some of the weakened and poison from the Berserker, and then the Berserker can respond by weakening the Tarantus before they summon and dealing some pretty good damage. Great. Berserker prevents the Tarantus summon. Dabbler gets to murder 1 of the enemies there. I don't think that's what I want to do, actually. I'm going to get my second Soothe out. Set myself up for extra mana by giving the Prophet the ability to retake that turn. To me, that was kind of like the coup de grace. That was the end of the fight. I don't see this resolving in Tarantus's favor in any way, shape, and or form. Sure, it might have been a foregone conclusion before that point, but at this point, I would now have to actively want to lose. I can't roll more than 3 at a time. That can be a little bit of a nuisance from time to time. I'm not going to need Stalwart for the rest of the run. Four damage to you. Let's go. 5 damage to you. And then... sure, we'll just overrun the Tarantus this turn. Get him! That'll certainly help. I mean, we already represent on board the ability to take out Tarantus. How much past this do I really want to push? Actually, both of those rolls didn't have the ability anymore to take out Tarantus, so I pushed too far, as it turns out. There goes the single burst, keeping them alive. Hold the Berserker on as high HP as possible. Yeah, just in case both of the spiders do flee. Diamond Skull, what is this? +2 to max HP. Upon death, +1 to all allied sides this fight. I would love to try and manipulate this on a character by killing them and bringing them back and killing them and bringing them back and doing all of that kind of cool stuff, but I don't have any way to bring anyone back right now. Fangs. Add Invigorate to the top and the bottom sides. Invigorate +1 for each HP you gained this turn. Starwood could do ridiculous stuff with that. The Prophet could do some interesting stuff with that and the and the Angel Feather at the same time. Generate infinite mana. Because it gains mana and it heals. And if you do it to yourself to gain any mana before you do it, oh boy. Yeah. Let's try that. It seems cool. Start damage. 1 of every 5 max HP starts empty. That's what we do already. Wariness must be equipped. Add single use to the middle row. Don't care about that. This is super cool and synergistic with the things that I want to do. Baby. Mana gain, rescue, and invigorate. Let's do it. Oh my god, roll one of them! Please! It'll be so good. Berserker, the only person not taking lethal this turn. There's my Death Wish side, just in case I need it. Stalwart, I mean, that's just a really good defensive side that you should probably keep in case of worst case scenario here. I desperately want to continue pushing, but the correct play right now is Prophet just saves the entire team. It just has to be. Alas. We also only really get 3 damage out as a result of that, or 2 instances of damage out. Wiz is also going to mega weaken the Dabbler next turn, so the Dabbler's just not going to really have access to doing anything in that round. It's okay. We'll get through this. No one's taking lethal this round? No, my Invigorate Rescue! Now I get access to it, huh? Now that I don't need it, I get access to it. If the Berserker rolls to self-damaging this round, it'll be 1 repeat at the very least. It's just not the right one. Starwood, that's good enough. Dabbler, I mean, you cannot actually hit anything that's impactful. Well, I mean, you can get cleansed, actually, if I really wanted to. Berserker rolls 4 damage against the... Pain. Oh, but you weaken the target that's damaging you by the same amount as... Okay, yeah, so the damage stays equal there. Oh, boy. Prophet's really not going to get any value out of this. Look how good it could be. It's now heal 5, mana gain, rescue, invigorate. Oh, well. Let's send out 1 slow there for an instance of damage against the sniper in the backline, noting that we can finish that off. I mean, sure. We're not going to get, you know, giant impacts out of it this turn, but there you go. Prophet, you can save Stalwart. But the best way to do this, actually, hang on, is you, hang on. Oh. What is the right order here? So I want the Prophet to heal themselves first. Then I need them to have access to it again. Now they just get 1 more out of it. If only the Prophet was more damaged there. Then I want them to rescue the Stalwart. Then the Berserker attacks the Bones. Then I want them to rescue the Berserker. Then, I mean, I still don't have the ability to damage my own party. I'm just going to set them to do more damage to another target there. And 2 bursts. Time to get rid of the Wiz. Level 58. Veteran and Roulette. The Roulette's very appealing there with the 5 damage self-shield sign in the center. They do offer back some of the AoE that were otherwise meant. Whoa, hello, Jinxif! Never seen you before. I mean, we unlocked you in the last episode by having 7, I believe. Curse is active at the same time. Jinx F. Frail Edges, top and bottom heroes. If you have gained no shields this turn, times 2 to the incoming damage. They have the ability to summon 2 bones on 2 different sides, 2 different AoE to the entire party on 2 different sides, and a cleave for 4 and a cleave for 3. I really don't want to have a mandatory death side. Makes it so difficult to afford to reroll that character, ever. But I don't want the veteran at all. I'm doing it. I'm believing, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Who holds the broadsword at this point? In this fight, I suspect we will... Will we need the broadsword? We might not need the broadsword in this fight now that Roulette's actually pumping out damage. What if I just plan for Roulette to die each fight? Just deal with the fact that they are going to die each fight. Give them the unholy strength to account for it. I'm not going to place either of those, and we're going to see how we go here. Roulette, please don't just die. Roulette! It's the one thing I needed you not to do. Alright, let's see if we can get some mana gain on the profit. Can't roll more than 2 dice at a time, of course. Stalwart, I really don't think the double shield there is going to be your best look. Kronos mana gain might be, though. Big weaken enemy. Prophet can defend themselves, as well as give max HP to another target, like the Berserker, keeping him around on the field. Really don't want to be settling, though. Prophet, you have... Almost every side is better for the Prophet right now than this one. Stalwart, same. Push. Perfect. So, Prophet... Let's get you a bunch of mana, then I'll use Soothe. That Soothe also healed the Prophet by 2, so now the Prophet's next action is going to give 4. Okay. Wait. There might be a slightly different way to do this. No, there isn't, because as soon as I use the Soothe, I'm gonna move the Berserker off of Death's Door again. But I can get another 2 mana if I get the Berserker to attack first here. Berserker attacks Jinx F so that they don't have 2 more bones out on the field. Then I get that rescue. Then I Soothe. In fact, doing it this way, I can Soothe twice, and then the Prophet gets even more mana to give out to people. This side is cool as hell, baby. So glad that's working out. Okay, Roulette, you have the ability to kill one of the core, which is what I was mostly looking forward to you doing. I mean, ideally, I guess you take out that one. Let's then send a burst. Wait, I can't triple burst there to take out that. No, I can triple burst to take out the Wisp. Preventing the incoming inflict pain on my Prophet, which could have made the next turn a little bit annoying, but it also could have made the next turn an infinite, maybe? If you have inflict pain and you consistently heal yourself... Oh no, wait, it wouldn't work like that. It might work with shield though. If you shield yourself for the same amount as you inflict pain, and then both of those are scaling on the same side, would you be able to rescue yourself infinitely? And in doing so, if it has mana gain, generate infinite mana. It's a lot of mana on offer from the Kronos. I think I'll take it. Noting especially that I want to re-roll with the other three, and that's my limitation, so... Makes sense for that reason, too. Couple difficulties here. I'd really like to take out the core. I've got a bunch of different targets I could hit the slows on, but as soon as I hit the core, it goes into the back line. What about that? Throw another immediately against the Wisp and the Bones. Nullify the impact of the core considerably. No, I almost want to do it from the top side instead, rather, so it's slow on the core and then slow on Jinx F and then take Jinx F out. At this point, I think we just have enough of a resource advantage that, again, I would have to want to lose to die now. Roulette, do not roll the sticky death side that is mandatory at the very first turn of the next fight as well. Just don't. Just don't do it. You don't have to. You could be so much better. 5 damage. 4 damage. I mean, I kind of actually want the extra mana out of the Kronos first, so let's do it that way, but then... 5 damage. 4 damage. 1 slow. Finishes off the Wisp in the back line. 49. Sorry, 59. Huge sword. Add cleave to all damage sides. There's also blue skink. Replace all sides with the hero below's base sides, retaining your side's values and keywords. What? Oh, God. So we could have heal 3 rescue on a shield 3 cleanse rescue. And then we would have shield 3 cleanse self-shield vitality. I could give the rescue to one of them and the invigorate to the other. Oh my God. This is so difficult. Both of these are incredible, but this has such ridiculous potential. I need to know what all the boundaries of that potential are before I choose it. We would get double use. Wait, so replace the sides with the hero below's base sides. Okay, so you're inheriting from below yourself, actually. Hang on. So that means that it would be the Stalwart who would have a heal 3 rescue cleanse. But it's with their base side, so you don't inherit... No, wait, but you do. You retain your side's values and keywords, not theirs. I'm so confused. I know I shouldn't be, but it's one more thing that I'm used to thinking of. Also, like, in my own time playing this game recently, I've had some really interesting itemization choices of having the Emerald Shard, the Polished Emerald, and the Emerald Mirror all in the same run. Those all just ape, like, extra effects from other items. So the Emerald Shard says, copy the effects of all other tier 2 items on other characters. And then the Emerald, the Polished Emerald says, copy the effects of all 0 to 3 tier items on all other characters. And the Polished Emerald does that for 5s to 7s. And I've just been sitting there on the same loot mode run for the last 2 days, trying to figure out the optimal order of different items to put on characters in order to generate the best effects across the entire party. And it is a joy. But I am so glad I didn't encounter that 200 hours ago in this game, where it would have been a bit much and confronting. Instead, it's like deep in this mode of loot and all these item unlocks and interactions that I get to look at it and go, I know all of the base building blocks, but my brain is not large enough to contain all of the working pieces here that I could need to put together. I'm gonna need pen and paper to get through this. Anyhow, blue skink. So we're replacing it with the ones from below, and you retain your keywords. So I want people with good keywords, like cleanse, cleanse, cleave, to be the one who's inheriting things. I mean, damn. I think it's blue skink. I really do. I think it's blue skink because I think if I have enough HP, or rather the ability to give enough HP to enough characters, I won't need to defend anyone anymore. Because we have the ability to give them vitality, and we have the ability to give them consistent generation of regen as well. I'm taking blue skink, and I'm going to see how we can do the stalwart with it. So really, this comes down to whether or not I think I'm going to be using the rescue side on the Prophet. Right? Because it's easier to try and get mana gain, cleave, and rescue at the same time, but it doesn't grow as much as the option to increase one's own side. Let's also just toggle this to a couple other characters and look at what would happen. Yeah, that wouldn't be particularly good. I do like that this inherits more damage because it's Death Wish and Death. That's super cool. Yeah, retain sticky and all of that. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, you know, not going to be particularly good for the Berserker. Oh, actually, no, it just inherits the side intensity of the other person. It's just I didn't realize it for the Stalwart and the Prophet because their side intensity is kind of similar, with a 3 in the first space and a 2 in the top and then 2 in the bottom. Okay. Anything else? Oh, wait. No, that's not going to work. I was thinking if I put the sword in there, I can get higher intensity sides, but I lose all of the keywords that I want. Well, I guess I get to keep the mana gain and vitality keyword. I lose out on cleanse, self shield, and I lose out on cleave, but I generate more mana because 2 mana gain cleave is still only 2 mana, whereas heal 4 mana gain, even with or without, cleave doesn't affect it. Cleave is just a keyword. I need to get this through my own head. I'm repeating it for my own sake because I need to figure this out. I need to get that straight in my old noggin. I actually think I do prefer this. More mana. There you go. Stalwart, you take your largest mana and health side there. Everyone else pushes. I'm going to take the additional mana on Kronos. I'm going to push on the Prophet as well. I would really like the Invigorate side. We got it! This is so good! So here's why this is so good. I'm going to heal the Prophet by 5. And now the Prophet has heal 7, mana gain, rescue, and Invigorate. I'm going to throw that out against the Stalwart. No one else is even going to get slightly close to death this round, right? So I'm just going to generate even more mana again on another target, like the roulette on the top there. 26 mana. Good turn. Good turn. Set up a bunch of soothes. One thing I know is I kind of want to slow the enemies here. So if I do... because the Basilisk is going to be petrifying us on hit as well, so I would really like to keep some of my good sides on characters. So I think what I'm looking to do here is burst, 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 burst. There goes the Basilisk. And then a slow... Wait, because I kind of want to prevent the incoming poison? How badly? I can just burst, 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 and burst that spiker down if I really wanted to. And then follow up with a soothe, and heck, one more burst. Just because I'm losing the mana otherwise. Way in excess of requirement here, I think, just because we got way too much mana. And we will blow up the troll. Time for a dragon. Hey! Called it. Here we're offered a Curator and a Wanderer. I think I need to pick Curator again, right? None of my items are telling me to do that. Curator also has a steel side that I'm not particularly interested in, but this charged side could theoretically one-shot the dragon with the right turn. We don't really have great ways to increase the impact of the quad use side on our Wanderer. Yeah, I'm just taking the Curator. This shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, I guess we do lose out on our weak and pain sides, though. Or I could just manually, at the end of the turn, manage what effect they have, right? Because this is going to deal pain to me equal to the intensity of the effect. But because it's steel and bloodlust are the two keywords on the top and the bottom here for the Curator, I can effectively decide on the fly to manipulate the size of the impact in case the Curator would otherwise be dying. And again, I don't think I'm putting the Unholy Strength out. Please, roulette, do not die. I don't need Rescue Cleanse. Roulette's AoE is fine enough. Half of the Prophet sides do have Rescue in some capacity. Stalwart sides are all healing in some way. Yeah, I think we push. I don't really want Kronos not to push here. Fine, Kronos is not going to push. It's exactly what we need on the Prophets. This represents the ability to give 6 HP to the Prophet before they start doing their invigorations. Shame. Okay. Stalwarts. Bunch of HP on the Prophet there. Great. Good to see it. The Prophet heals the Curator back to full HP. Right? No, before that happens, Burst, the Prophet defends themselves, then they rescue themselves, then they get the Curator to full HP. Kronos? I'm not going to be able to force Kronos to take any damage this round. So, I can't... No, I can rescue Kronos if I Burst defend them first, then rescue them, then I can go to try and rescue the Roulette on the top line or whatever. Okay. 39 mana on turn 1. I told you this was going to work out well for us. Let's set up the ability to take out the core very easily with a single slow, the AoE impact, overwhelming the enemy there. Then I'll... Hang on, 33 mana. I mean, I could continue just working on the dragon the entire time, but I'm just gonna decrease the rest of the field a little bit here. I don't really want to continually soothe my entire own party because it makes it harder to generate mana in the future. So I think here I do just want to burst as many times as the game will let me. One of the reasons that I don't like to take you can only do 3 spells in a turn or things like that is because it cuts off my ability to win the game through this kind of a methodology. This also would have worked against Hexia just because we would be able to generate enough resources that I think it would still be pretty damn effective. Worst case scenario, the charged should be certainly helpful in that position. That's good. That's damage. The rest of these can roll. Gotta remember, I can only roll 3 at a time. Thank you. Can I get more mana, please? Oh, we got it! Actually, Kronos, you can re-roll again. Good to see it. Okay. Stalwart. And then a rescue. And then another rescue. And then Curator, how much are you doing with this attack now? 14? We'll set that up to be lethal. And in doing so, we will take out the dragon. I think, given the fact that I think this burst mode run is actually going to go a lot longer than I'm initially expecting here, I think what I'm actually going to do is start uploading each individual loop rather than lumping them 2 together as the previous one was. The first 2 loops, they're each going to require more thought than the last. So I will see you tomorrow for the next incarnation of this loop. And you know what? I'm even going to tease here. We're going to have to choose between the Blessing's Cataclysm at the end of the 7th turn, kill all enemies, or Fumes, the monster with the most HP starts poisoned for 2, or a random tier 4 Blessing. But that choice is going to be made at the start of the next episode. Until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slice and Dice. Serious playlist up in the top left. YouTube recommendation down below, streaming past the names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. At above the thanks to, and a special thanks to this episode to someone named Sean. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.